Today we're going to be looking at lesson 26, problems 1 in the problem set that's on page 355. We are going to be looking at equal division expressions. Are they equivalent to each other based on what we know about decimal division? So the two problems that we're going to look at, 156 divided by 24 and 102 divided by 15, they both have a quotient of 6 and a remainder of 12. The question is asking us, are they equivalent to each other? So we are going to set these up, 156 divided by 24, and that tells us it has a quotient of 6. 24 times 6 is 144. Subtract that, we have a remainder of 12. The next one, 102 divided by 15 has a quotient of 6. 6 times 15 is going to be 90. Subtract, that's going to give us a remainder of 12. So both of these have a quotient, remainder 12, quotient, remainder 12. The question is, are they equivalent to each other? And we are going to use decimal division to prove that they are not. So I'm going to add a decimal and a 0, and therefore I have another 0 to bring down, and I can say 24 goes into 120 then 5 times, and 5 times 24 is 120. If I subtract, that's a 0. My decimal goes straight up. We're going to do the same thing with 102 divided by 15. I'm going to add a decimal and a 0 and bring that down. And now I'm going to say 15 goes into 120. It actually goes in 8 times. 8 times 15. 120. If I subtract, my decimal goes straight up. I have a remainder of 0. So now I have a quotient of 6.5, 6.5, and up here I have a quotient of 6.8. So that tells us that this division problem, 156 divided by 24, is less than 102 divided by 15. That's using our knowledge of decimal division. The next problem, which is part of the homework tonight, asks you to construct your own division problem with a 2-digit divisor that has a quotient of 6 and a remainder of 12. So the same thing, quotient of 6, remainder of 12. But we're going to make it not equivalent to the problems in 1A. So the question is asking us to get a dividend and a divisor, a 2-digit divisor, that has a quotient of 6 and a remainder of 12. The way I do this is I simply work backwards. I work by checking my answer. So quotient times divisor, and then I add my remainder. I don't have a divisor, so that's something I need to come up with. I need to come up with any 2-digit divisor, any 2-digit number that is not 24 or 15, because it cannot be equivalent to one of the divisors up here. So I'm going to choose, I don't know, let's say 12. So we are going to do 12 times 6, 6 times 2, 12 plus 1, 6, so that's 72. Now I need to add my remainder, so I'm going to add my remainder. It's going to be 84. So my division problem then here is going to be 84 is my dividend divided by my divisor 12, and that will give me a quotient of 6 with a remainder of 12. And that is how I construct my own division problem.